Ever felt like, that tug between what your heart's kind of whispering to you and what you think you're supposed to believe? Like,
Yeah,
that's kind of what we're diving into today, right?
it is.
A story about faith and manipulation and, that courage to break free.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got Jubilee's, firsthand account
Mm-hmm.
of navigating charismatic
You're
Christianity,
right.
including, these two pretty influential institutions,
Yeah.
Bethel
Mm-hmm.
and a similar school in Pennsylvania.
Right, and it's not just the institutions themselves, but really the impact of these environments.
Yeah.
On Jubilee's relationship with Ted, the man who was prophesied to be her husband.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's a really wild story.
Like, imagine being told this specific person
Right.
is your God-ordained spouse.
Yeah.
Talk about pressure, right?
I mean, talk about pressure, yeah.
Like, wouldn't you question those nagging doubts, those
Yeah.
red flags,
For sure.
especially in a culture that prizes signs and wonders
Yeah.
over, your own gut feelings?
Well, and I think what's so fascinating about Jubilee's story is how it really unpacks the power of belief systems.
Yeah.
She was raised in a Christian household,
Right.
active in church, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
But she also experienced bullying
Wow.
and childhood sexual abuse,
Oh, wow.
leading to, depression and self-harm.
So she's already carrying this weight,
Yes.
this vulnerability.
Yeah.
And then she encounters charismatic Christianity in her late teens.
Right.
It's almost like, did she find solace in that idea
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it.
of miracles and divine intervention?
Yeah.
Like a way to make sense of the pain, to
Right.
find healing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At 18, she attends a charismatic service where a missionary is preaching about healing for those with PTSD.
Okay.
Jubilee, who had recently been diagnosed with PTSD, goes up for prayer
Mm-hmm.
and feels this immediate shift.
Wow.
Convinced she's healed, she even stops taking her medications.
Wow. Talk about a life-altering experience.
It's a huge deal.
You can see how that would solidify her belief
Of course.
in signs and wonders.
Yeah.
And it leads her straight to Bethel,
Yeah.
which, from what I've read, was like the epicenter
Yeah.
of this trendy international
Yeah.
hipster Christianity at the
Dad-
time.
Yeah, Bethel was incredibly immersive.
Mhm.
Church 5 days a week.
Really?
Intense worship.
Wow.
Speaking in tongues.
Okay.
People falling to the floor, slain in the spirit.
Okay, so for our listeners who might not be familiar with all this,
Sure.
can you break down some of these terms?
Yeah, happy to.
Slain in the spirit.
Yeah.
What exactly does that mean?
So it's this practice where people believe that the Holy Spirit is so powerfully present
Okay.
that they collapse or fall to the ground. It's often accompanied by, emotional outbursts or even physical kind of manifestations.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And what about these fire tunnels that Jubilee mentions?
Oh.
What are those all about?
Yeah, so picture this, like students lined up, two
Uh-oh.
rows facing each other, and they're praying and singing and speaking in tongues,
Wow.
creating this like intense, almost electric atmosphere.
Wow.
And the idea is that you walk through this tunnel
Mm-hmm.
and receive spiritual impartation or like a fresh touch from the Holy Spirit.
Wow, I can see how that would be incredibly intense,
Yeah.
especially for someone like Jubilee,
Right.
who's seeking healing and connection.
Exactly. Yeah.
And beyond these experiences, there was this huge emphasis on like performing your spiritual gifts,
Oh, yeah.
like prophecy or healing.
Yeah, it's almost like a spiritual peer pressure
Yeah.
to prove your faith, to step out, even when you're unsure.
Jubilee even talks about these treasure hunts they do in Reading.
Oh, yeah.
Students would like literally close their eyes, pray,
Right.
and ask God to show them who to approach on the street.
Right, based on these like random details, like a shirt color or something.
No.
Yeah, and then they deliver these prophetic messages to total strangers.
Oh, wow.
It's hard to imagine how that would be received, right?
Yeah, like walking down the street minding your own business.
Right, exactly.
And suddenly someone's telling you God sent them with a message.
Yeah.
Jubilee admits she felt uncomfortable with it too.
Yeah.
And then there were these prophetic acts that seemed insensitive,
Oh, for sure.
like giving a stroller to a couple struggling with infertility.
Yeah, and it seems like even amidst that initial wonder, cracks were starting to show.
Yeah.
Jubilee was beginning to see that the emphasis on spectacle and outward displays of faith sometimes overshadowed genuine compassion and empathy.
But despite her growing doubts about Bethel,
Right.
she still very much believed in the power of prophecy,
Yes.
which leads us to the Pennsylvania school and her meeting with Ted.
Exactly.
He was this well-liked student,
Mhm.
even won the Outstanding Student Award the year before.
Yeah, so he clearly had some charisma.
Right.
Yeah,
And then comes the prophecy that changes everything.
it does. They're at a conference, and a well-known prophet declares that God is giving Ted Jubilee.
Wow.
The prophet even says Ted will receive something beyond his wildest dreams through this relationship.
Whoa. Talk about a divine stamp of approval.
Right.
And remember, Jubilee wasn't even initially attracted to Ted.
That's right.
But with that prophecy hanging over them,
Yeah.
suddenly those doubts become harder to voice.
Brr.
And right on cue, the love bombing begins.
Yeah.
Ted showers Jubilee with attention,
Right.
grand gestures, public declarations of love,
Right.
all designed to create this whirlwind of emotion.
Yeah, and you have to consider how Jubilee's religious upbringing prepared her for this.
Mhm.
She was taught to value obedience, to trust authority figures, and to see signs and wonders as evidence of God's favor.
Right.
It creates this perfect storm for manipulation.
It really does.
Yeah.
And even though those red flags were already there,
Yeah.
Jubilee brushed them aside. Ted had a history of short relationships.
Mm-hmm.
He badmouthed his exes, talked to himself in an angry way,
Right.
even made weird noises in the shower.
Yeah, these are those details that looking back and
Yeah.
scream run.
Right, yeah.
But Jubilee was caught in this web of belief.
Yeah.
She attributed some of his behaviors to creative genius,
Uh-huh.
convinced that, she shouldn't be rooted in the world or focused on those earthly concerns.
She was so focused on the spiritual aspect of their relationship, on the prophecy itself,
Exactly.
that she ignored those very real warning signs.
She did, and sadly, as we'll hear, things only escalate from here.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just heartbreaking to see how Jubilee's yearning for healing and acceptance
Yeah.
made her so vulnerable to this manipulation.
Right.
Even as those red flags were waving,
Mm.
she clung to this idea that this relationship was, divinely ordained.
It really shows how easily our desires,
Yeah.
especially for love and belonging, can totally blind us to danger.
Yeah, for sure.
So they're engaged,
Yeah.
deeply entrenched in this belief system,
Mm-hmm.
and then things take a dark turn.
Yeah. A pivotal moment occurs during their engagement.
Okay.
Jubilee's family calls with news of her grandfather's illness,
Okay.
and Ted explodes in anger.
Wow, that's a huge shift.
It is, yeah.
It's almost like that loving facade crumbles, right?
Yeah,
Revealing this much darker side.
it does.
What's going on here?
Well, I think this outburst reveals the underlying, power dynamics of the relationship.
Okay.
Ted's anger wasn't about protecting Jubilee. It was about controlling her access to support and maintaining that dominance.
It's like he couldn't handle her having those connections outside of his sphere of influence.
Right, exactly.
But even after this incident, Jubilee goes through with the wedding.
She does, yeah.
Like, what was holding her back from walking away?
Well, imagine the immense pressure she was under.
Mm.
The prophecy was seen as this direct message from God. And breaking off the engagement would have been viewed as defying divine will.
Right.
Plus, the wedding arrangements were already in place.
Right.
And she likely felt immense pressure from both families.
It's a classic example of how external forces can override our internal alarm bells.
Yeah.
Like she was trapped in a web of expectations
Yeah.
and fear of judgment.
Right. And sadly, the abuse escalated after marriage.
Really?
Ted's behavior became increasingly erratic,
Oh, boy.
swinging between moments of affection and intense rage.
So like classic cycle of abuse almost, right?
Totally. Yeah, he'd isolate Jubilee from her support system,
Yeah.
gaslight her into questioning her own sanity,
Wow.
and then apologize profusely, promising to change.
It's designed to keep the victim off balance
totally
and dependent.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there were also glimpses of hope, weren't there?
There were, yeah.
Jubilee mentions getting into self-help and yoga and meditation, actively seeking ways to cope and find inner peace.
This is a testament to Jubilee's resilience, I think.
Yeah.
And her innate desire for healing,
Mm-hmm.
even in the midst of this toxic environment.
Right.
She was seeking tools to empower herself.
Yeah, I imagine these practices probably provided a sense of agency,
Yeah,
a way to reclaim some control over her own well-being.
exactly.
But the cycle of abuse continued.
It did.
There were good times mixed in with the bad,
Yeah.
which probably made it even harder for Jubilee to recognize the severity of the situation.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Right.
Those fleeting moments of kindness, they create this traumatic bond.
Yeah.
The victim clings to the hope that things will get better,
Mm-hmm.
that the abuser will finally change.
Right.
But in reality, it's a manipulative tactic
Right.
to maintain control.
And for Jubilee, the pressure to stay was amplified by her religious beliefs.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Leaving Ted Tidworth meant leaving her entire community,
Yeah.
facing judgment and condemnation for defying a prophecy.
Yes, it's a heavy burden to carry,
Mm-hmm.
the weight of an entire belief system.
Right. She likely feared being labeled a failure,
Right.
a woman who couldn't submit to her, God-given role.
This really highlights how religious beliefs, when twisted or misused, can be weaponized
Yeah,
to control and manipulate.
totally.
Instead of offering solace and support,
Right.
they become tools of oppression.
Yeah, and it wasn't just the pressure from her community.
Yeah.
Jubilee herself was deeply invested in the idea that this marriage was God's will. Leaving would have meant shattering her entire worldview.
She was essentially trapped between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
But amidst this turmoil,
Right.
she starts to have doubts about having children.
Yes.
She adamantly refused to bring kids into this environment,
Right.
even though it was something she deeply desired.
This is such a heart-wrenching consequence of abuse.
Mm-hmm.
It chips away at your hopes, your dreams, your vision for the future.
Yeah.
Jubilee was sacrificing a fundamental part of herself,
Right.
her desire for motherhood, in order to protect hypothetical children from harm.
It's a testament to her strength
Yeah,
and her protective instincts,
absolutely.
but also a stark reminder of the insidious nature of abuse.
Mm-hmm.
It steals not just your present,
Yeah.
but also your future possibilities.
Totally.
And the cracks in their shared faith were widening.
Yeah, they were.
Jubilee began distancing herself from Bethl and charismatic Christianity in general,
Mm-hmm.
while Ted remained deeply entrenched.
Right.
This created a whole new level of tension and conflict. It's like they were growing in opposite directions.
Yeah.
Their belief systems no longer aligned.
Right.
Did this shift in Jubilee's faith contribute to Ted's escalating abuse?
Absolutely. I think Ted saw Jubilee's changing beliefs as a threat.
Yeah.
A personal rejection of his worldview. He likely felt responsible for, saving her soul,
Right.
adding another layer of pressure and control to the relationship.
He was basically using religion as a weapon
Yeah.
to manipulate her, to guilt her into conforming.
Exactly.
It was a tactic we see time and time again in abusive relationships.
Absolutely.
Using faith as a tool of coercion.
Yeah, and a specific incident at Bethl,
Okay.
the Wake Up Olive movement, really cemented Jubilee's disillusionment.
What happened there?
One of the worship leaders' young children had died,
Oh, wow.
and the church launched this campaign praying for the child to be resurrected.
It sounds like they were clinging to hope,
Yeah.
but also exploiting this family's grief
Right.
for their own agenda.
Exactly, yeah.
How did Jubilee react to this?
Well, for Jubilee, it was the final straw.
Really?
She saw through the manipulation, the exploitation of a tragedy to
Right.
bolster the church's claim of supernatural power.
Wow.
It solidified her doubts about the authenticity of the signs and wonders she had witnessed.
It's a turning point in her story.
Yeah.
She's still trapped in this abusive marriage,
Mm-hmm.
but her eyes are opening. She's questioning the beliefs that have held her captive for so long.
Exactly, yeah.
But breaking free from an abusive relationship,
Yeah.
especially one so intertwined with religious beliefs, is incredibly difficult.
It is, yeah.
Right.
It requires immense courage to challenge those deeply ingrained beliefs and to face the potential judgment and isolation from your community.
Right.
But for Jubilee, a glimmer of hope appears on the horizon.
Okay.
She's working as a nanny for a celebrity couple in Atlanta,
Okay.
and they offer her a permanent position in LA.
Wow, that's amazing.
It was a dream opportunity with potential connections for Ted in the film industry as well.
You'd think Ted would be thrilled, right?
You would think.
A chance to pursue his dreams,
Yeah,
to support his wife's success.
right.
But his reaction was quite the opposite.
It was. His response was fear and resentment.
Oh, wow.
He admitted being terrified that Jubilee would thrive without him,
Yeah.
that she would eventually leave.
Wow.
He even tried to sabotage the opportunity,
Really?
claiming LA would make her worldly and pull her away from God.
His true colors really shine through in this moment, don't they?
They do, yeah.
It wasn't about her happiness or
Right.
their future. It was about maintaining control,
Mm-hmm.
keeping her small,
Yeah,
independent.
exactly, yeah.
Amidst all this, Jubilee is undergoing a profound internal shift.
She is.
She's reading books about emotional abuse,
Mm-hmm.
recognizing the patterns of manipulation she'd endured for years.
Right.
It's like she's finally seeing Ted clearly.
Yeah.
without the filter of the prophecy or her religious indoctrination.
This is such a crucial step towards healing and liberation.
Mm-hmm.
Reclaiming your narrative, recognizing that you are not responsible for the abuser's actions. It's essential to breaking free.
She even describes feeling physically ill during this time,
She does, yeah.
experiencing chronic pain and fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like her body was rejecting the toxicity of the situation.
Yeah, it highlights the profound connection between mind and body and how trauma can manifest physically.
Yeah.
Jubilee's symptoms were likely her body's way of screaming for change,
Right.
urging her to escape the harmful environment.
It's like her subconscious was trying to break through the mental and emotional barriers she'd erected
Yeah.
to protect herself.
Right.
And while she's gaining this clarity,
Right.
she's still grappling with immense fear and guilt.
Oh, yeah.
The thought of leaving a marriage deemed God-ordained by her entire community was terrifying.
It was the potential judgment, the isolation, the fear of being labeled a failure.
Right.
It's a heavy weight to carry.
It's no wonder she felt paralyzed for so long.
No, not at all. Yeah, it's just so much to process, right?
It is. It is.
So Jubilee is at this crossroads. She's recognizing the abuse, feeling it in her body,
Yeah.
but still wrestling with these deeply ingrained beliefs that kept her tethered to this, toxic situation.
And it's important to remember how deeply embedded these beliefs were.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, she'd been taught for years that divorce was a sin,
Right.
that questioning a prophecy was questioning God himself.
Exactly.
She's isolated, she's feeling trapped,
Yeah.
but she's also reading about abuse,
Right.
connecting with her own inner strength.
Yeah.
What happens next?
Well, there's this really chilling moment where Jubilee is scrolling through her phone
Okay.
and she comes across the news about the Chris Watts case.
Oh, wow. I remember that case.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrific.
It was a turning point for Jubilee.
Yeah.
The stark reality of domestic violence, the potential consequences of staying,
Right.
hit her with full force. She realized that her life, her very existence, was at stake.
It's like that fear she'd been carrying for years, the fear of dying,
Yeah.
finally morphed into a catalyst for action.
It did. It became scarier to stay than to face the unknown.
Wow.
And she makes this pact with herself that if it ever gets to the point where she feels suicidal,
Yeah.
she will get a divorce.
Oh.
It's a raw, powerful act of self-preservation.
What an incredible display of strength. Choosing life
Yeah.
over these, suffocating expectations that had held her captive for so long.
For sure.
So how does she actually make the break?
Right.
It's not easy to walk away from everything you've known,
No.
especially when you're facing potential backlash from your community.
It's a process, not a single event.
Okay.
She starts by subtly pushing back against Ted's control, asserting her boundaries, reconnecting with those parts of herself that had been stifled.
Like when Ted tried to sabotage the LA opportunity,
Right.
claiming it would make her worldly.
Yeah, it's almost like he was projecting his own fears onto her, afraid of her growth and independence.
Right.
He recognized, maybe even subconsciously,
Yeah.
that she was evolving beyond the confines of their, shared belief system, and it terrified him.
But Jubilee doesn't back down.
Yeah, she does.
She's reading those books,
Yeah.
recognizing the abuse tactics, reclaiming her own narrative.
Right. It's like she's slowly disentangling herself from this web of manipulation.
And then a defining moment occurs.
Okay.
They're back in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Her employers are pressing for a decision about the LA move.
Mm-hmm.
And Ted's behavior is escalating.
Right.
He's more controlling,
Yeah.
more verbally abusive,
Mm-hmm.
pushing her to the brink.
Yeah.
She's reached that point, hasn't she?
She has.
The one she swore to herself she wouldn't cross.
Right. She realizes she can't live like this anymore.
Wow.
So she does something incredibly brave.
Yeah.
She tells Ted she's leaving, that she wants a divorce.
Wow, what a powerful moment to finally break free from that cycle of abuse,
Yeah.
to choose herself
Mm-hmm.
over the expectations and judgment of others.
It is, yeah.
What was the aftermath like?
Well, she describes it as a whirlwind,
Okay.
She goes back to Atlanta with her father,
Okay.
gathers her belongings,
Yeah.
and strategically avoids any further contact with Ted. Wow.
She talks about dropping off her wedding dress at Goodwill,
Really?
this beautiful symbol of her shattered dreams,
Yeah.
And just the emotional weight of that act,
Yeah,
it's a powerful image.
it is.
Letting go of that idealized version of her life,
Mm-hmm.
grieving the loss,
Yeah.
but also stepping into the unknown with this newfound sense of freedom.
It's a testament to her resilience.
Yeah.
Her ability to not just survive,
Right.
but to thrive.
Yeah. And it wasn't just about leaving Ted. It was about leaving behind that entire belief system that had enabled his abuse.
She had to deconstruct her faith
Yeah.
to separate what she truly believed from those toxic doctrines that had been used to control her.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a journey many people who leave high control groups go through.
It is. It's a challenging process,
Yeah.
but ultimately liberating.
Right.
It allows you to reconnect with your own authentic spirituality, to define your values on your own terms. And for Jubilee, that journey led her to a healthier, more fulfilling life.
It did.
She's now happily remarried to a man who supports and celebrates her.
That's great.
She's found work that brings her joy,
Good for her.
and she's even become an advocate,
I love that.
sharing her story to help others recognize and escape abusive relationships.
It's an inspiring testament to the human spirit's capacity for growth and transformation.
It really is.
Jubilee's story reminds us that no matter how difficult our circumstances,
Yeah.
we always have the power to choose ourselves, to break free from toxic patterns,
Right.
and to create a life that aligns with our values.
It's a powerful reminder that we are the authors of our own stories.
Yeah.
We don't have to let fear or guilt or external pressures dictate our choices.
We don't.
And even when it feels like all hope is lost,
Mm-hmm.
there's always a path towards healing and freedom.
There is, yeah.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
It's been a pleasure.
If you've been touched by Jubilee's story,
Yeah.
please share it with others. And remember, you're not alone.
You're not.
There are resources available if you or someone you know is struggling with abuse or religious trauma.